Enter the realm of KSBM Radio's creation. Student-led from inception to narration. Crafting content from dawn until dusk. All students involved in the work and the fuss. In the heart of Townview where voices reside. Student-led discussions where ideas collide. From interviews with leaders, peers, and businesses. Just watch us work creating innovative content. Every aspect managed with student finesse. From podcast production to social media press. No task too daunting, no challenge too grand. KSBM Radio, we taking a stand. KSBM Radio, students leading the way. Every task idea, we seize the day. Witness now as all of our efforts break through. KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Come closer to the music.
Broadcasting live from Marvin E. Robinson School of Business and Management, Dallas, Texas.
My radio station.
We are KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. I'm your host, Jade, joined by my co-hosts,
Ruby,
Santi,
Arum,
and today we'll be continuing the TMC 30 and BMC 50 alumni series, where we're highlighting graduates who have made an exceptional difference in their field. Joining us today is Mr. Ruben Mata, a proud graduate of the Business Magnet Center, class of 2002. After building a strong background in customer service and management, he was given the opportunity to manage a bail bond company for 10 years. Now he's taking that experience even further, opening his own bail bond business and proving what dedication and leadership can achieve. Mr. Mata, welcome back to Townview. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything you would like to say before we get started?
No, just thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to come back as an alumni and be a part of the history of Townview and the School of Business.
What made you choose business?
My parents actually pushed me to apply to Townview, particularly for the School of Business. As being young, I always had that side hustle, go get money mentality. Whether it was working on cars, installing stereos and systems in cars at a young age, fixing different items, I just always had that, and even going out and mowing yards. So I always had that mentality of going out and working. And so my parents pushed me to come in and apply to come to business, to get more and learn more of the business side of everything.
Did you wanted to go to business or stay in your home school?
I really wanted to stay at my home school. So I had an option of either going to North Dallas High School or Woodrow Wilson. My middle school was Spence, Alex W. Spence Middle School. And I wanted to go with, more of my classmates at the time, my friends that I knew. I didn't know who was coming to Townview. I didn't know if there was anybody even applying from there to Townview. So I really wanted to stay on there, but they pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it really helped me. And especially coming in, when I came in from orientation, and then seeing, oh, well, look, this person, hey, why didn't you tell me you were applying here and there? It was kind of more of it was the hood mentality out there. So it was kind of like, I didn't want to, no one to know that I'm coming over here and not to my home school. So, but I do thank my parents for pushing me to come to Townview and giving me the opportunity to do it.
How would you say BMC impacted your go-getter mentality?
It pushed me it backed my already mentality of being able to go out and work and being able to do different things. It just strengthened that, and it gave me a positive feedback. And then the opportunities that I was given here just made me even stronger in learning and knowing how to interact with different people and interact with just different areas of Dallas.
Were there any teachers or mentors in particular at BMC that helped you?
Yes. I had a teacher. She was my business teacher, Miss Kay Frazier. And my freshman year, I was very, very kind of to myself. I really didn't speak out. I was just kind of going with the flow. And she pushed me to open up more. She pushed me. I was struggling. I was actually going into accounting, and I was struggling with accounting. Oh my goodness. And I'm a numbers person, so I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. And Ms. Frazier actually pushed me to go into more of business management and sports and entertainment marketing. She also got me to join DECA and DPA at that time back in 2002.
Did you have a favorite organization?
DECA.
Like,
Yeah, just the background and the opportunities it provided for me, especially in the sports entertainment marketing. We went to San Antonio, Houston. We had some competitions in Addison, and it just gave me an opportunity to kind of grow. My first competition was horrible. I mean, horrible. But it taught me different aspects, and I learned from it. So that really, really helped me a lot.
was there a favorite trip?
My favorite trip would probably be our Austin trip. It was just a memorable trip that just really pushed us. It was me and I had a partner, Isaac, and we both placed high there. So it really, really was a lot of fun, and got to do different things.
So with that being said, was there any lessons or habits that you picked up from high school that you still use to this day?
Yes, being very organized and punctuality. It was just before, a lot of people were not punctual. They were just kind of, I'll show up whenever you can. And learning the business side of everything, you learn that punctuality is key, because you're affecting a lot of other people's workday if you're not punctual. So yeah, that's very important.
Can you tell us a bit about your senior year and, near the end of the class of 2007?
Oh man, senior year was, I think the group that we graduated with, it was, we were about our business, but at the same time, we had a lot of fun. We did a lot of outside of activities. Like I said, I was friends with a lot of people from Law Magnet, Science and Engineering, Business, Health, and it was just everybody kind of clicked together, and we just made it an opportunity. We're actually upset that our graduation day, it was separate. So business had their own graduation, science. So we were hoping to be able to be the first class to do it together, and unfortunately we weren't.
So moving on, what pushed you or kind of inspired you to take on a leadership role early in your career?
Going into the workforce and working for different people, I didn't like some of the managers were very, they were just very, I guess you can say old school, but not, it was, you're going to do it this way or it's my way or the highway. And I've seen a lot of people who had a lot of potential to striving and becoming more, but were kind of belittled and brought down. And I didn't like that. So I knew that if I wanted to make a change in it, if I wanted something different, I had to be the first one to step up. And that's why it pushed me to becoming a manager, going into management and learning and, being able to build up people and not tear them down.
Can you tell us about the story about what you did after high school to get into that position?
So after graduation year, I worked at some grocery stores. Actually, I worked at the Fiesta. I started off as a sacker. Then within a month, I was a cashier. And then with all my leadership and everything that they seen for me, they actually, within 3 months, I was in the customer service office.
What?
And then it just kind of progressed from there. I got an opportunity to go work for AAA. And while working with AAA, I was working for an entertainment company as well. And I used to do club promotions. So I've always had different things going for me. And then leaving AAA, I went to work for Board and Dairy. And that's where I really was able to strive.
Okay. So, can you tell us what initial challenges you've overcame?
It's peers. I've always been able to move up quickly in my different roles, different positions. So just kind of dealing with people feeling entitled to say, hey, I've been here longer than him. I should have had this position. And, you know, sometimes we just kind of get into that comfort and say, hey, oh, well, you know, I'm up for the next promotion because I know I'm the next one in line. I've been here the longest. But sometimes it's about being a leader, not just going in and clocking in and saying, oh, I'm, you know, here, I'm working and leaving. And it goes both ways on both sides. You know, you have to have that medium of working as a business and as an employee that you both have to benefit out of everything.
How do you develop your leadership?
Experience and practice. And if you see something you don't like, or if you're in a situation that you're like, okay, I'm working for this person, I don't like the way this person does this, so I know I need to change it. I know I need to do something to better it. So whenever you get the opportunity, you know, even your coworkers, mentor them, teach them, be a self-proclaimed team leader. That way, you show the opportunities that you give, and you have to give yourself that opportunity. You can't just be comfortable and say, oh, I'm coming in and I don't like what's going on, and just you feel stuck there. You have to be the one to make the change.
How did you get your first opportunity in bail bond?
I was actually at boarding, and I started working part-time. My brother-in-law owned a bail bonds company, and he needed some help in the evenings, so I would help him in the evening. And I was going to work, and he got sick and had to have a procedure done. So I kind of stepped up and helped him in some roles, and had the opportunity to come on full-time, part-time. And it just kind of went from there, being able to build up our team, being able to work with different aspects of, you know, the business side and the law side. That's one thing I love about the bail bonds business, is you deal with the law side and business side. So it's not, you meet so many different people, you have different opportunities. So that's what, you know, how I got my opportunity to move in.
Can you explain what exactly is a bail bonds?
Bail bonds is when you get in trouble and make a unfortunate decision to put you in jail. We hope to get you out. So let's say if you're like, your bond is set at a $10,000 bond. Instead of paying the $10,000 to the county, we help get you out at a reduced price. So let's say it would be $1,000 to get you out instead of the $10,000. And then what I say is we're glorified babysitters. So my job is to make sure that you go to court, you're checking in, doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that way you have your chance to either prove your innocence or take responsibility for your actions.
And what does a day look like in the office when you're working at the bail bond company?
It's there's some days that are slow, and then there's some days that are just chaotic. Going in the mornings, usually somewhere around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock is when you start getting your first rush. Especially in the smaller city jails, a lot of the judges go in around 9 o'clock. So everybody from the night before or that early morning is seeing the judge. So we'll get our first rush, you know, people coming in to post bonds to get their loved ones out. Then throughout the day, we're just kind of coasting, making sure that bonds were posted, the person was released, making sure they know they have to come in and check in with us within 24 hours of their release. And then the evenings is usually the second wave that we'll get, and it's people getting off of work to be able to either come make payments or come post a bond for their loved ones. So,
And how do you build connections or trust with these families that you work with?
being honest, um, it's amazing. And one thing I tell people, especially on big bonds, there's a lot of different aspects of what has to happen to get a bond approved. So I don't try to just say, oh, well, just bring in the money and we'll go from there. I try and get background information. Is he on probation? Is he on parole? Has he been in trouble before? Is he on bond with any other company? Um, Co-signers, do they have a good credit? Do they have any kind of properties or housing that they can put up as collateral? And a lot of people don't understand. And they're like, well, why are you wanting all this information up front? And I let them know, I want to make sure I have the best opportunity to get the bond approved and not have you come in, waste your time, and then the bonds are not posted. And now you're upset at me and saying, oh, well, you said you could do this and, you could help me, and now you're saying you can't. But there's a lot that goes into getting a bond approved, especially large bonds. So that's why I try and make sure that I do have the information I need to build a strong bond to get them out.
So after managing the company for about 10 years, what made you just decide to open up your own business?
Like I said, I've always wanted to work for myself, never wanted to work for anybody. But with just the way the economy was, I got comfortable working there so long. So I had to push myself to open up and say, hey, it's time for me to take this leap and do it. And I had a family member that told me, he's like, you're always telling the kids the only failure that you accomplish is not doing it. As long as you try and you learn from it, even if you don't succeed, it's not a failure. And I kind of had to take my own advice and say, you know what, I had to push myself. So, but I also I worked on for a tow truck company. I did repos, also did so. In the mornings, I'd be doing bonds, and in the evenings and night and the weekends, I would be doing repossessions of vehicles and stuff like that. So I actually truly wanted to open up a repo company, but that's when the pandemic hit and the pricing of vehicles and trucks, skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't. So I had to kind of reevaluate myself and say, okay, where am I going to have the better opportunity? And, so that kind of.
Long term, do you see you're still kind of sticking with bail bonds, or maybe like opening up like the repo truck?
My long term, my 10-year goal is to open up 5 more locations in different counties. And then when I turn 50, I still want to open up my tow truck company. So that's my goal. So push it, open it, get me a team that I know can manage, where I can pull back a little bit, manage it, still be involved, but have my team manage it and start my tow truck company.
Okay, now for our signature question. If you could go back and give your high school self advice, what would you say?
Don't be afraid to take opportunities that are given to me. I've always kind of been I don't take handouts. I don't take, and that was my mentality. No, if I want it, I'm going to work for it. I don't need you to help me with this. And I think it kind of prolonged my success, because I could have been more successful in seeing that, me thinking, oh, and I hate to say it's kind of the Mexican mentality of, we're not here to help each other. We're just kind of here to talk about each other. A lot of people, and I had opportunities that could have helped me and backing me and opening it up more. But, like I said, I've learned from it. And so I would say, don't be afraid to take those opportunities, and they're not handouts. They're just opportunities for you to better yourself.
Well, it's been amazing to hear your story. Thank you, Mr. Mata, for sharing your inspiring journey with us today. From your time at the Business Magnet Center to your leadership in management and entrepreneurship, your story shows how persistence, vision, and education can truly shape a successful future. You've reminded us that the lessons we learn at Townview can become the foundation for lifelong growth. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. This is what our SBM 50 and TMC 30 alumni series is all about, celebrating graduates who continue to make a difference in their fields and communities. Be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next inspiring conversation. Until next time, this has been KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview. Stay awesome.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoyed the great content and great discussion, all from a student's perspective. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at KSBM_TVT or on Facebook at KSBM Radio.
Add them on Facebook.
Check them on Facebook.
Take care.